Hello, my Jason, and welcome to my episode recap for episode 12, Orange. The episode is Letter 12. And in this episode, we have the adaptation of what I think is the best chapter in the manga. For context, if you wanted to, read this yourself, it's Volume 5, Chapter 19 of the Orange manga. And this is the adaptation of Kakeru's, side of the story in the parallel timeline. We get to see all the pressure that he went through, the frustration, the struggles, the pain that he went through. And we have a very heartbroken Kakeru at the end where he gets a text message. Well, he sees the text message from his mother in her drafts folder, seeing a text message that she didn't actually send, but she was going to send, and it was very heartbreaking to him, and that was the sort of impetus and the final breaking point of him finally committing suicide and, wondering, contemplating the world without him. And seeing that adaptation of what I think is the best chapter in the manga was really nice to see. It's really just one of my best episodes of the series. The animation got a lot better. Again, it has gone better each and every episode since I mentioned it back in episode 9. I believe that's when the inconsistencies provided there, but definitely could tell the creators put a lot of work in this episode, knowing that this is the key moments for Kakeru. We see his mindset, his psyche, and we see why he shouldn't hang out with his friends from his past middle school. He is able to tell his old friends of why all the pressures and the his mindset of him wanting to commit suicide, him wanting to die every day, and his middle school friends kind of just laugh it off. They don't really think it's an actual thing. They think Kakeru's just joking around, which in real life you obviously shouldn't really do that. So it's really insensitive to sort of just suggest that a friend, supposedly a friend, is pretending that he wants to commit suicide, joking around about something like that. You should never take that lightly, and that's why Kakeru sort of just keeps it all to himself. He keeps all this pain within himself. He doesn't really tell the others, Naho and the others, until the other parallel timeline, the one we're on right now, only because Suwa and Naho were pressuring Kakeru to at least, come out forward, tell them about his true feelings. Obviously they pressured it in a good way to really just get his feelings out there and really just be honest with his, better friends that he has here. It even imagines his middle school friends as his high school friends, and it's a really nice scene there, sort of imagining them and just wondering what their reaction would be if he were to tell him all this, and just continues to hurt Kakeru even more and more. He wasn't joking around; he was actually thinking about that, and they don't really show it, but they suggest that he obviously attempted suicide, but it failed there. So really powerful stuff here in this episode, and the message itself from his mother was really heartbreaking. Definitely teary-eyed moment here where Kakeru's mother talked about Kakeru sort of being angry and sad about all the decisions that his mother made without his sort of them talking about her divorcing his father, them moving over to Matsumoto, and other things that are going on, and we get an explanation of all that. In this text message, Kakeru's mother tells him that she divorced his father because he was a very abusive person, and they had to get away from that relationship there. They moved out to a different school and a different place because Kakeru was getting bullied during his soccer club, and the reason why she didn't want him to join any clubs was because of that reason. The clubs were bringing him sadness. He's getting bullied there, so she didn't want him to join any clubs, which is why she threw out all his soccer stuff before. And this whole explanation really is heartbreaking to Kakeru because he never got another conversation with her in person. He sends one text message that she does read according to her phone. It is an unread message, and it is a read message per se, but definitely his last words to her were of annoyance, being a kid, basically, being a teenager, antics, that's the antics there of, wanting to be alone, not wanting your parents to be a sort of helicopter parent around you, and, his last message to her was to leave him alone. And even his mother, her last message is to apologize, saying that I never considered your feelings. You should go out there, have fun, and I'll butt away a little bit. And it's very heartbreaking, that scene there. And if you think that's the end of the heartbreak and the tears, there you are mistaken, because the last episode is building up to a lot of things, especially near the end. And it's very, I don't know if I'm going to be emotionally ready for this. I mean, even this episode here, I was expecting all things here because I have read the manga, but seeing it adapted, and the voice actors do a really nice job, especially the Kakeru voice actor. They do a really good job at really emitting the emotions that are appropriate for this scene. So credit to everyone behind the scenes, the voice actors, everything, the directors, and all that stuff there, because they really delivered a fantastic emotional episode that was really needed here in telling Kakeru's story. Meanwhile, in the present timeline, things are just getting awkward between Naho and Kakeru after their fight on New Year's Eve. Naho tries to do her best to talk to Kakeru as much as she can in terms of what her letter tells her to do. She even cries in class because all of her hard work, all the things that she's gone through with Kakeru, it could come to an end. She could end up losing Kakeru after all their hard work, and then they just leave it in a cliffhanger. There, when Naho tells Kakeru to wait until Valentine's Day. And, the more ridiculous part, instead of the lighthearted side of this episode, was seeing the parallel timeline of the characters 10 years in the future, where we have everyone sort of conversating about Kakeru not being there, how it's not really the same, that they didn't really keep their promise of going to Mount Kabuki or whatever, that mountainside with all the sakura cherry blossoms and stuff there. Definitely everyone wants to erase their regrets. They have so many regrets, they have so many things that they want to change from the past. How can they do that? They decide on black holes, time travel. Hagita talks about the Bermuda Triangle, which is rumored to have a black hole. It might or might not. Definitely, the Bermuda Triangle is huge for conspiracy theorists, and it's really just it's conspiracy theory thing there. It's nothing really proven by science, but in this anime here, we just ignore all of that. So everyone decides that they will send letters to their past selves in order to erase their regrets into the Bermuda Triangle. Hagita is the only one with a voice of reason, but everyone just ignores all that. Is enthusiastic. There's hope now that they can erase all their regrets from before, creating a parallel timeline through this wormhole in the Bermuda Triangle. And this is the really only moments where the suspension of disbelief when you're watching anime really kicks in, because again, the Bermuda Triangle is an unproven thing. We're not really sure if there are black holes there. What a black hole can actually do, we're not really sure about that as well. Just more just based on theories for the most part. And so definitely this is the only suspension of disbelief you have in this anime. Everything else is basically just pretty near realistic, especially in characters. But this is the only suspension of disbelief you need in this episode and the whole entire series overall, in terms of the Bermuda Triangle, them sending letters exactly to the right points of 10 years in the past before Kakeru passes away. And so a fantastic, pretty much near perfect adaptation so far for the anime series, especially in this episode as well, really telling off the emotional story of Kakeru and his sort of journey to committing suicide, all the struggles, the pains he's gone through. It's really relatable, and it's really presented very well throughout the series. Definitely the adaptation of the Bermuda Triangle talk there, but the next episode is definitely the last episode, because I'm not really sure if you want to tell more if you want to, but this is really just it. It's really just a couple of chapters left of the manga to tell, and so the last episode coming up for Orange is coming up. But for this episode, I'm giving this one a 4.5 out of 5. Really fantastic episode here, heartbreaking, emotional, teary-eyed, everything that Orange delivers. But what did you guys think about this episode? Put your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to rate this video, share this video as well, and also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Thank you for watching episode recap for episode 12 Orange. This episode is Letter 12. Have a nice day. Bye bye.